Hello techies, welcome to IT Tech Solution. So today in this video we will see how we can read a file into a data frame, and we will see how we can create a data frame from different file formats such as Parquet, CSV or JSON file format. So let's get started. Here I am into my notebook. The first command that you can see is the creation of Spark session. So as we already know, we need to create the Spark session first. So let's run this to create the Spark session. Once the Spark session is created, we will use read.load function of the Spark session. So read.load is a generic command which can be used to load any type of file, whether it is Parquet, CSV, JSON or ORC, right? So all those file formats it supports, and we can use this read.load to load the files into the data frames. Okay, so here you can see I'm giving the format as Parquet, and the file that I'm using is users.parquet. So here I'm not giving complete path with slashes because I have placed users.parquet in the root folder itself. So it is going to discover that file without giving the complete path here. But if this file is placed in some other location, we need to give the complete path. So here it will be reading this file. We are giving file format as Parquet, and then we can simply run this. And then I'm also trying to print the schema of this data frame. When this data frame gets created, I need to see the structure of the file as well. And then I can do a show to see the contents of the file. So I'm running this one. So as you can see, this is the schema where we have name, favorite color, and favorite numbers, and a sub element called as integer, element integer type. Okay, and the contents you see here is two records we have. For each of these fields, the values are there in this. So this way we can read the Parquet file. Let's just remove this format here and then see what happens if it is still able to identify it or not. So you can see that even if you don't use the file format as Parquet, it still identifies that this is a Parquet file, and it was able to read it and then give us the expected result. Okay. Now next thing again, spark.read.load we will be use, but this time we will try to execute or load the JSON file format. Okay, so again the same thing, we'll just try to remove this format first, JSON. So people.json is a file that I have placed in the root folder. So here it can read this file, and then I'll try to print the schema and then the contents. Let's see what is the content of that file. So here as you can see, the JSON, if we don't give the file format, it fails, and this is caused by cannot read the file footer. Cannot read the file footer of this. Please ensure the file is either ORC or Parquet format, because that is the default file format of Spark, which is declared or which is defined in the configuration. So we need to give the file format for JSON. Okay, so let's just give the file format here, and then it runs fine, right? Next thing, we will try to load a CSV file. And again, here if we don't give the file format as CSV, because it is not a default file format for Spark, it will fail. So this time we'll keep it file format as it is. And here we have given this additional thing as header, because we know, right, that CSV files may or may not have its own header. So we are defining that yes, my file has header. So whatever first column, first row it finds, it will treat it as a header. Okay, and then it will try to read and load it into the data frame. So let's run this, and I'm again printing the schema, and then I'm also trying to just do a show here. The show, it is showing me the contents of the file. It has key and value in it, and these are the rows in it. Okay, and then what we are doing in the next, and just to show why we need this header. If we just remove this header from here, let's just remove this header, and then we will see what value it prints. Okay, and if we run this back, it shows that it is C0 and C1. It is giving its own defined column names to this, random column names to it. But our CSV file already has header. So that is why we need to, if we don't give that header as true, it will treat the first row also as a record, and it will not treat it as a header. So we will give as header equals to true. Now another thing I wanted to show here is I'm trying to run this. I'm just trying to get the key from the schema. Okay, just the key. First, let me run it once again, then I'll explain. So here what I'm trying to do is in this last command is get the data type of that column key. Okay, and that data type you can see it is saying as string type, but we can see here that the key column is type integers. It is all integers. It is not a string. So why that is happening is because in CSV we also have to give infer schema to true. Okay, if we give infer schema equals to true, then it will extract the data type also, and then it will try to keep that information within the data frame. Now if you see, I just added infer schema to true, so that will what it will do for each of these columns present inside this, it will maintain the data type, and it will give us that information. Without info schema, everything will it will be treating as string, but with info schema, it will be treating them as per the values which is inside that. Okay, so now you can see it is giving me the result as integer type. So this was all about reading a data frame, reading a file and creating a data frame from it. I hope you liked it. It was useful for you. If so, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any such informative videos in future. So until then, bye bye.